I don't know why, but you are watching the Madness Comic Network. Are you mental?
It's Flip City Magazine, The Parodies, Special Edition, with savage send-ups of The Walking Dead, Star Trek Picard, Stranger Things, The Mandalorian, Guardians of the Galaxy, and more from the first 4 years of Flip City. Get Flip City The Parodies free when you subscribe in print at flipcitymag.com. The world's best satire magazine, and never, ever woke.
Who am I, you ask? I was created in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by the waste of a dying world. I was bestowed with an insurmountable task: bring peace after decades of death, persecution, and chaos. I am a grandchild of war, destined to help two camps which hate has fueled for far too long. Surprisingly, I am not alone. Have an odd bunch to make the road a little more bearable. Come with me to bring hope where there was despair, respect where there was resentment, creativity where there was destruction. I am Pinocchio, and this is my story.
In the heart of a major city, in a place raised to honor Earth's past protectors, the world will again learn, sometimes, superpowered intrigue doesn't stop at the grave. Galaxy Memorial Park, Volume 1, beginning crowdfunding Memorial Day 2025.
God, that looks a lot like me. Shit. Don't you just love that? That's Addie Marie art. She did that. She did that in about not much longer than it took for you to watch that. She's super fast. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of What's Your Issue? And this show is driven by the guest. If he wants to talk about his comic book, issue of Time magazine from 1943, I don't care. The floor belongs to the guest. And today's guest is a good friend of mine. I like to think so anyway. From the Netherlands direct, Mr. Dave Brink. What's up, my friend?
Hi, Pops. Time magazine from 19, what did you say?
43.
1983?
Yeah, like World War II stuff. I don't care. It's up to you. See, you can talk about whatever you want. You personally, to me, are like the perfect guest for this show, Dave, because you go out there and you tell it like it is, and you're not rude about it or anything, but you're not afraid to say, "Hey, man, that's kind of fucked up," or whatever, right? I mean, you go out there and sometimes you challenge the indie quo, I like to call it, where people all fall in line, and it's like that's not really what independent means, and you understand that probably more than anybody I've ever talked to.
Oh, really?
As a guest,
I think that I'm pretty mellow usually.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying you're not courteous about it,
right.
But you do pose the questions to people. You make them think.
Oh, right. Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
I posted something today, and this might be interesting to discuss with you.
Yes.
Because you offer a platform to like promote, to help indie comics, to promote comics because you love comics, right? And you want to help the smaller creators, right?
Right.
I've been sometimes on shows. First off, I really appreciate it when people invite me to the shows, or when I ask, "Can I be on your show?" and they say, "Yeah, sure, man. You have this spot here, and I can get on the platform, and I can promote my comics. I can talk about my campaigns." I really appreciate that, because without that, it's really difficult to get anything done. You technically need this network. Right, so it's really cool that people. This is why I started my own show, because I wanted to do something in return also, so people can come to my show, and my audience maybe likes what they offer also.
Right.
So in this way, you can slowly branch out and help each other.
Networking. You have to network with other people and get seen in front of their fan base as well if you want yours to grow. It's
right.
I mean, it's about working at it.
Yeah.
They call it networking, and that doesn't mean it's just going to magically happen. You got to actually go out there and do the thing, right?
That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one.
I mean, I started doing this, and it was exactly that, trying to help small press publishers, because COVID had wiped out the whole summer of Comic-Con.
Mm.
And that's what pulled me into this whole thing.
Right.
It was
that's your like your catalyst. So that's like when you started this thing.
Yes.
Right.
The summer of 2020, when everything got shut down, that's when I seriously started promoting people.
Wow.
I did it for a couple people previous to that I was involved with a project or whatever, but it became something I was doing for everybody once their mode of income got shut down. You know.
So is that your main motivator to help creators, or is it it there can be multiple motivators, right? So
In the beginning, yes. In the beginning, it was
yeah.
definitely how can I help these guys get seen? And
Mhm.
we went through, 39 CromCons, big monthly shows for, I did it for years, not just for
Yeah.
that summer. But then it kind of grew. We started adding other shows to the network, and then we started bringing other people's shows to the network. And, it kind of just snowballs downhill,
Sure.
right? Nothing was ever planned, Dave. Nothing,
By the way, where's your hat? You have a totally new setup. You don't have your hat. That's your brand, man. Where is it?
I got a different hat for tomorrow.
Oh.
No, sometimes when my hair's good, I don't want to put the hat on. You know what I mean?
All right. Yeah.
I have to go,
right.
fix everything again. No, it's right over there. Tomorrow, though, I'm going to be wearing the Santa hat.
Anyway, what I was getting at, right, is that you have people who love comic books. They like to talk to creators, to learn about comics, to back campaigns and support people, right? But there are also sometimes I've been on shows, and I felt like you could kind of substitute me for someone else. It was basically not about my book or my comic, but it was mostly to collect content for like shorts or for their audience or whatever, and I was just there as this prop to provide it, which is fine if people want to do that. But I noticed that there are different like angles that YouTubers can come from,
right?
And so sometimes it's when I get this invite, I'm like, okay, should I do this? I can go on your show, no problem. I trust you. I know you. It's like it's the Pops. It's the Madness channel. It's all good, But sometimes you have like I have to push myself to get on shows. I'm pretty shy, So I have to feel comfortable, and I've been on shows before, and I was like, after show, I'm never going back there. It just didn't feel right, And there are some. I posted something a little while back about that the indie comics scene is like this beautiful little town with a few noisy neighborhoods, and I like to stay away from these neighborhoods, right?
Yes.
Or just zip through it quickly, but not really hang around there. And some of these
bounce
channels,
off the edges of those.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I don't get all the way in there. I just kind of bounce off the edge and move on.
Right. but some creators thrive there. It's really personality thing. Some people really work well in those like zones, those areas. But for me, it's very difficult. So when someone with a channel invites me, and I know this is a creator that might not fit the vibe that I'm looking for, I rather just politely decline.
Right.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
that's not to disrespect anybody, but just I don't feel like I belong there.
Yeah, well, you have to do what suits your feel, your project. You're promoting your thing, and the last thing you want to do is go out on a show or a network where they don't love your thing.
Right.
And they're just there to see what kind of reactions they can get. I've seen that a lot of times where they'll bring somebody on the show and then kind of take cheap shots at them, like snide side shots, right? Nothing direct, but just enough to make you can tell you just made that person uncomfortable. And then they go for the kill. And I'm like, wow. I mean, the chat blows up on the, you know what I mean? It's like,
I don't understand
how this sells books. Okay, because my thing is trying to help everybody sell books. Last thing I want is come out here and have you, like try to take shots at you and make you look bad. That's, even if it's indirect, even if it's, something you did 6 months ago or something you said a long time ago, and they will dredge that shit up.
Oh yeah,
just to create some kind of a drama for the chat. I'd rather my chat comes here to see cool stuff.
I want to say hi to Sim Inkslayer. I'm cross like
Simon. Yes,
Sim.
Yes. Good to see you, brother.
Yeah,
dude.
Sim has a cool book. Has a very Sim has this art style that is very, very original. Oftentimes you have these artists, and you can see that they try to emulate artists that they like, which makes perfect sense, right? You love comic books, you have your favorite artists, so you learn from these artists. But sometimes they lean into the style too much, and you kind of become this replica of this other artist, right? Which is totally fine. But Sim has this style, and you see it, and you're like, that's Sim. That's the one and only. There's no one who draws like that, And that's cool. That's cool when you can do that. When you can find your own style. Really cool.
I love when I see somebody's art, I know exactly whose it is. I love when that happens. It's like somebody will post something and it ain't even theirs. It's somebody else's, but I know whose that was. You know what I mean?
Right,
it's like, and there's not a lot of them. I mean, in the current indie scene, we all know the Kirby and, the ones that stand out, that dude did that, but in the indie scene, there's not many. There's a select few. Sim is one of them people, you see his art, it.
Yeah, that's cool, huh? With colorists, it's more difficult, right? How do you find your own voice as a colorist? That's tough. You can't really recognize a colorist from the color. Sometimes you can, but usually they go for this style that is asked for by the client. Right. So yeah. Anyway, so
seriously, Go ahead.
No. So you have so I put up this question, right? So what if a large creator? We are small creators, we can use all the help. We can use every platform that people offer us. Yes. We need that, and sometimes you get. I've been so lucky to have been on some channels with bigger audiences. It's really cool. It makes me nervous, but it's really cool, and I really, really appreciate it. But sometimes there. So I posted this hypothetical about what if you are a small creator and a large creator with a big audience reaches out to you and invites you to be a guest on their show, right? But this larger creator also is very infamous for creating content based on like seeking out drama with other creators, and especially for those within the circle or who's been on the show, so they kind of take credit for some success that you have, so they kind of think maybe they own you a little bit, So my question was, if it could help you with broadening your audience and getting some new backers for your free campaign, do you think it's worth it? Do you want to put yourself in such a situation? And so far, it was this poll, right? And so far, it's practically 50-50. So many people already responded, and it's almost 50-50. So a lot of people would like take the gamble to just do it. Mm-hmm. There are other people who just prefer to go their own way when it goes slower, or they won't build their audience as much. What's your take? What?
You saw my response to your post, right? Because I have to respond not as a creator.
Yeah, sure.
As a platform that does this, right?
Yeah.
And look, when I started doing this, there's no doubt that I got hit with a little bit of the ego machine because I was seeing people back books during my shows and, man, I'm really doing you know, and eventually over time, I realized that no matter how good I talk, people are buying your book, not my speech. Right?
Well, yeah, if the book is crappy, people won't buy it. So
exactly.
that's a basic principle, right?
I would tell people this, like, I can do all that I can do for book number 1.
Right.
I can go out and promote the hell out of book number 1 and try to get you sales.
Yeah.
But if it sucks,
yeah,
I can't help you with book number 2, right? That's going to be up to the fans then. They've already seen your work. Now it's up to them, right? Okay, so promotion is it's walking a tightrope. Okay, you don't want to claim responsibility for somebody's work. Okay. At the same time, you don't want them to belittle the work you're trying to do for them, right?
Yeah, of course.
The difference between our network and some of those other platforms, dude, our YouTube channel's been monetized for a long time. I don't pump super chats. I don't give a shit about super chats. I think we've gotten 3 since I started doing this, right? Or since we got monetized. Okay. I don't encourage people to throw money at me. I encourage people to buy your book. Now, if they want to help us keep the lights on so we can keep doing that, that's why we have sponsorship opportunities and stuff like that, right? But that's not money in Pop's pocket. That's money that goes right back to making this platform grow and help you guys even more. You know, maybe someday down the road, I get a little pocket change out of that. That'd be great. But right now, I'm building a platform to serve.
Right. Yes.
You know what I mean? It's
fantastic that you're motivated to do it just to help. Right. That's very rare. Usually it's other creators who also have their own books to shill. That's the motivation, right? So fans and readers doing this, that's fantastic. Like people who have like channels to do reviews of comic books, or they do like nomination awards, like stuff like that. Right. They do that because they love it. We should be honored that they do it, right? It's not a given. They don't get paid for it. They're just fans who love it so much that they do that.
Well, you see, it was my grandson that actually humbled me a few years ago when I was getting a little bit of a big head. He asked me why I started doing this, and I explained to him about COVID shutting everything down and me wanting to help my friends. And he said, "So you're a problem solver." Totally changed the way I looked at it forever after that. And I think he was 9 at the time. My 9-year-old grandson is the one that humbled me about what I was doing. And
you're a problem solver. So how did you see it before that?
Well, I mean, I was just trying to help people because COVID. I wasn't looking at I didn't look at my motivation for it. I was just trying to help my friends who's all of a sudden they're like, man, all these cons went down one after another. Some of them weren't even getting their table money back, right?
Right.
And how are they going to make money? And it was like, I didn't ever think of the motive. I was thinking about my friends not having food on their table, my friends not being able to pay their bills, whatever, right? I wasn't thinking, I'm the grand problem solver, but when my grandson put it in those terms, it's like, yeah, that is kind of what I'm trying to do, is solve a huge problem with the indie nation right now. And that's nobody being able to get out there publicly and sell their books at a con table, which a lot of people, they make their money there. They don't make it on their crowdfunder. You know that. Crowdfunding sometimes doesn't even cover the cost of what you do. I mean, so
well, in my case, most of money comes in through crowdfunding, and then because I don't do many conventions.
Right. Well, I mean, it's different over there than it is over here. I mean, there's a convention every weekend on every freaking corner. I mean, you can set up tables at libraries, at local cons, and there's book signings at comic book stores. There's tons of things you can do here that probably aren't near as available there or as prominent there. You know, I mean, so there's a big difference in that. What's up, Glenn? Mr.
Glenn.
What's happening, my friend?
Glenn Fleming.
But yeah, I mean, when I seen you post that this morning, it's like, I obviously some people jumped right to the conclusion of who you were referring to, and you said, right?
No, I just said it's a hypothetical scenario, right?
Yeah.
So,
and
if people think of someone, that's not my fault.
No, the fact that they went there though proves your point that there's platforms that do that, and there's platforms that do that, and basically, as a creator, all you have to do is decide what that person's motivation is. Is he bringing me on his show so that he can sensationalize some crap I said 6 years ago so that he can get some super chats? Or is he bringing me on my show because he truly wants people to see my product and back it? You know, there's and that's for any showrunner. You know, you check their motivation. You know, what's behind what they're doing. And I ain't trying to take guests from anybody. Okay. You want to go on one of them big platforms and try your luck? Do it. I know plenty of people that have. Some people it worked out for, and some people it didn't.
You know, the thing with me also with my show every Sunday, I want my guests to feel comfortable, to be glad that they came, right? Not like the show is done. They were like, they feel sorry, you know. But sometimes I do have guests, and I don't really give my opinion on the books or on the campaigns. I just ask questions. I go through it, and I leave the opinions to the audience, right? So I could ask sometimes very direct questions or criticize things or so, but I don't really see the point. You know, that's not what I want my thing to be. I don't make comparisons between my own work and the work of the guest. You know, it's their own thing. It's their hour, and I want them to sell some books. And you know,
exactly. That's sell books. That's always been my thing. Is like I want you to get funded. I want that book to get to all those fans that backed it, because otherwise all this work was for nothing.
Well, to be honest, Pops, sometimes I get like guests with campaigns and books, and they are to the level of quality that I'm like, I don't think this should fund.
Right.
Really, it really shouldn't. So they can go back to the drawing room and start over, you know. But I keep that to myself.
I look at it like this: if 45 people backed your book, right, you got 2 days left, and you need 5 or 6 more to get it funded. In the hopes that those 45 people get the book they backed, I will push the hell out of you to get those last 5 or 6 backers.
Yeah,
I don't want all those 45 people to be disappointed. Now, I can't tell you whether or not they're going to be disappointed when they get the book in their hand. That's between them and God. All I can do is try to help them get the book in their hand. You know what I mean? So, and one of the other things is I avoid reviews like the plague. I am
What did you say? What did you avoid?
I avoid reviews.
Reviews. Okay. You mean you don't do reviews yourself?
No. It wouldn't make me look very good at all to come out here for 6 months telling you to buy this, and then me go out 2 months later and tell you it sucked. You see, that's not a good angle from where I'm at. I'm a promoter. I work on the other side of the game, right? I want people to go look at it and make an educated choice on whether or not it's something they'd be interested in. You know, I can't guarantee they're going to love it, but I want them to at least go look at that campaign page. Take a look at that art. Decide whether or not this story is something you'd be interested in. That's my goal. The more people I can get to look at your campaign page, the better I'm doing my job, right? I can't guarantee sales. There's nobody No, I don't care who it is. EBS, nobody can guarantee you comic book sales. And I can prove this by the dozen people that have told me, I went on his show and I didn't get a damn thing. You see what I'm saying? It's still up to the fans whether or not it's something they're going to be interested in. And it's
you can't go on shows and not have a product that people actually want to buy. So that's the main thing. You have to have a quality book. You have to have a particular audience for it, right? Without that, you can go on 20 shows and it doesn't matter.
Right. Exactly. So, that's what I'm saying. The platform isn't necessarily going to sell for you.
Labruski.
But like with your book, I loved it. Okay, I couldn't afford it, but at the time when you launched your first campaign, I didn't have no money. I wasn't doing nothing. I was just promoting people and doing the best I could on no budget. That's the other thing, Dave. This whole thing has been built on no budget.
Yeah.
This whole network that I put 5 years behind, it's all just been time.
Yeah. Well, that's appreciated, man. Time is the most valuable thing we have. So thank you.
And then you got people like this who know what they have is great, and they're always going to tell you it's great. So it doesn't matter what I say.
It's a strip.
Yeah. It's a lot of strips, 30 years worth, but look, Glenn knows what he does is a step above what most people do. Every bit of it is hand drawn. He knows what he's got. He doesn't need me to come out here and talk him up. And when he is on the show, I don't have to. His art, his work ethic speaks for itself, like yours. I don't ever see you out there doing anything but working.
Well, sometimes I'm with you. Well, this is technically work.
Yes,
also, because I do want to talk about my campaign a little bit today.
Yes, and I have it ready to pull up somewhere. Where is
it?
You
have it ready? Oh
yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Excellent.
I try to be prepared, bro. Oh yeah, I think the Fund My Comic one, right? This one.
Yeah, that's cool. Fund My Comic. That's we should promote Fund My Comic. That's a great platform. It's made by people from the industry for people from the industry.
Exactly. There ain't no lawn chairs on Fund My Comic, people. It's just comics. If that's what you're looking for, you don't have to sift through all the crap. You just go to Fund My Comic, and it's all comics.
Yeah, exactly. So this campaign is also on Indiegogo right now. We're nearing 10K there. But on Fund My Comic, there's something special because this is the only place, Fund My Comic is the only platform where you can get a cover C. We have a third cover. It's drawn by Alan Goldman. And Alan Goldman is one of my favorite artists. Yeah, that's this cover.
That is beautiful.
I know, man. It's so good. Alan Goldman is like the new Jim Lee, man. Like he's so good. I'm so honored that he made this cover, and people can only get it here. So I will print the amount that people order, and then it's done. So and the other two covers, so the main covers, which you can also get through Indiegogo, they will be printed in larger orders.
Really? In large orders? See, look, I look at this and I'm like, this is just badass. Okay.
Yeah, man.
And that's not to take anything away from Powell, because I have that art book that you guys sent me. That's just freaking amazing.
You have the prototype. So
yes.
Yeah.
And look,
Cosmac Grandpa. Cosmac Grandpa.
Cosmac Grandpa is my business partner.
Oh, really?
Yes, we actually are a legal business now, Dave.
Wow. What is it called? Madness?
What's
the business called?
The Meg.tv is our website. It's the Madness Entertainment Group.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, you said that. Yeah.
And that man is the man responsible for helping me make it all legal. And finally, we can do a lot of stuff we couldn't do before.
Wow.
So, Cos, good to see you. Good morning, my friend. And yes, there are few good people in comics out there. And yes, Dave is definitely one of them.
Wait, let me put this in the chat for you guys. Fund my comic.
I dropped it over there on Rumble. I dropped it in my YouTube. Yes. And for those of you watching over there on Facebook or Pilled, we're broadcasting to 6 different platforms right now, Dave.
Oh, cool.
So,
excellent.
That was the other thing when I started doing this. It's like I wasn't building a YouTube channel. I was building a network that I want to take to Roku.
Right.
Monetization on YouTube didn't mean anything to me, and it still really doesn't. I wasn't building a YouTube channel. I was building a network that would be, not underneath the Google YouTube overlord's thumb.
Is Roku still happening?
Oh yeah, Roku gets bigger. YouTube is on Roku.
Okay.
I don't want to be on YouTube. I want to be on Roku next to YouTube. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I had different. Once I started really thinking about building it, I had way different goals. YouTube is just a stepping stone. That's where I'm doing my beta test. And, it's turned out really well. 25 weekly shows that are consistent, and we can give the people what they want. And all different kinds of stuff now. It's not just comic book shows anymore. We got stuff that is just fun, and that's really what comics and it's all supposed to be about fun. You're supposed to have fun doing this. And when I see the internet, people blow up, getting in arguments with each other and whatnot, it's like, and it happens to me, ain't no doubt. I just leave people behind. I don't have time to draw an argument out for 6 months with somebody, I just move on. I got too many other people to represent.
Well, do you ever wonder if it would benefit your channel if you did like drama television, like
Well, no, let me rephrase it. It might benefit my channel,
sure,
but would it benefit you?
Right. Yeah.
I
Because
don't do this for me. That's the whole thing. I do it for you guys. Okay. And hey, it's not going to change. It's never going to be about pops. It's always going to be about better shows, more fun, keep, growth, keep growing. Those are my focuses. Okay. Coming like this is only the 4th episode of this show. This show is a completely new concept where I give you the podium, to come out here and talk about whatever you want to, not just, this show is basically the not, I don't want to say anti-shield show, because I still want people to do, if what your issue is to talk about your book, then by all means, that's what we'll do.
I was just glad I had this little topic, because I'm very difficult. Sometimes I go on shows and they have like several topics that they go through,
right?
And have to talk about other things, but comics, and I'm not really interested in other things, So I was just happy that I had a topic for today.
Yeah, that was why the concept was, I'm just going to give the microphone to the guest, and they can talk about whatever they want to for an hour, because usually you are locked into the questions of the interviewer, right?
Right, yeah. Oh, I don't mind. We can go through the campaign quickly, right? So people just know that
we can go through it as slow, as quick as you want. That's what I'm saying. This show's yours, bro. You get to direct the music.
But by the way, if people have backed on Indiegogo and they see this cover on Fund My Comic, we can add it to your shipment, to the same shipment. Just when you put your order in at the checkout, just fill in the coupon code shipping paid, and that will deduct the extra shipping costs, right? So you just get the 3rd book with your order. Anyway, so book is completely it's drawn by Paul Rodrigues. He's a veteran from the industry, right? And this time we brought on Thiago Gomez as inker to speed up the process a little bit. Apex, welcome Apex.
Apex, what's up, my friend?
A lot of cool people watching. So and if you like superhero comics, like action-packed superhero stuff, adventure, like sexy women, colorful characters, crazy designs, this complete universe. Maybe we have something you like, right? This is the best comic book that I'm working on. It's so good. I'm so honored to be working with Pau, with Thiago, and with Daniel, the colorist. Look at these colors. It's so great, you know.
I'm looking at that 2-page spread and I'm like,
yeah, that's bonkers, right? That's absolutely crazy.
That is
amazing.
amazing.
This isn't the only 2-page spread, by the way, but I can't show the other one. But the other one is in progress right now. And it's magnificent. This book is so cool. This is the book that I wanted to buy, you know. So yeah, this is so good. It has everything that you want from a superhero book. It has cool characters, has a fantastic story. So every issue, like, is this one like story? It has a beginning. It has the end, but there's a longer story going on, and this issue 5 will be book 5 of 6. So this complete arc is 6 issues. So we hope we can finish this and then start as soon as possible with issue 6. Anyway, new characters. So these are new characters introduced right here, and characters that people like this demon girl. So people. So I listen to people, right? So when I get feedback from comics, what people like and what they don't like, then I listen to it and I give them more of what they like. It's very simple. It's a very simple concept, you know. So characters that people like, I try to like bring them back when possible, when it fits with the story, because there are like certain things that can and can't happen. But within those like limits, I will try to like accommodate the reader as much as possible.
So
William Burke, hey man,
Burn, what's happening? Yeah, we got people watching all over the place, man. On Twitter, on Pilled, on Rumble. That we got people watching. So hello to everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Dave Brink, yo, Perfect 10, issue number 5, and he is taking care of you people that can't afford shipping overseas and stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. We have digitals. We have digital books. So
digital.
By the way, Power Trip book. Oh,
you also work with our boy RJ. And
yeah, look, Pops.
Hold up.
Power Trip. It's the second book that you can get through the campaign, and it's done. It's completely printed. I have it right here. So this means that if you back, so this is done. I will ship out a few boxes to RJ. So he has it, and then once Perfect 10 book 5 is done, I will ship them out too, and then he can start with
giving out here. Yes,
fulfillment packages.
I do love that you hooked up with RJ. He is one of our associate sponsors, and we pretty much promote everything and anything he's doing, which indirectly helps everybody that he has as a client. You know what I mean? It's like, because he also does his show on the network. He'll be out here later on tonight with Dojo Coop at 8 o'clock. Cool. You know,
and you have a lot of shows going on constantly.
Man, it's every day. We have shows, multiple shows daily, and you know, like I say, not all of them have to do with comics. Some are game streams, but my funnest thing, Dave, was I came up with a concept a couple weeks ago called fourth wall interviews, and I've done a couple of those where I interviewed the character
Yeah.
not the creator.
That's a fantastic idea.
Dude, it is so much fun to do.
How did you come up with that?
I was talking to Nander Schaefer. He was out on a show.
Oh, yeah.
We were talking about Man-Child, and I have Man-Child #1, and I was really intrigued by his character Rufus, the kid who works at the comic book store, right? And so I'm sitting here talking to him a couple of weeks ago about issue 3, and just out of the blue, I'm like, Nander, I want to interview Rufus. And that light bulb went off. I could be interviewing everybody's character, not your process, not your Kickstarter, not your art or your team, but your character.
Oh, I have to rewatch those shows. So you did a few of those?
I just
see them.
The second one will air on Monday. I've only done 2 so far.
Oh,
I interviewed the mayor of Slaughterville a couple weeks ago, and then I had surgery, so I didn't do nothing last week.
All right.
But this week we already I taped a show with the guy because the time slot didn't work for him, so we went and did recording, recording ahead of time. And I'm not an editor, okay? So when it comes to recording, people kind of think, okay, well, you can edit this out, you can edit that out, right? I'm not an editor, so it's still going to have to be a beginning to end straight stream, right? Well, I interviewed this guy's character, Jay Morris. I don't know if you know Jay Morris, but he has a RPG game, I think, called Faye, right? And I interviewed one of his characters that he created in game. And, oh my God, it was so much fun. Okay? Because, like I said, it's not the same old questions about your process and backers and none of that. It's just asking the character who he is, where he lives, what does he do, how did he get his powers if he has powers, what's his deal, right? And if the creator can get into the head of their character enough, it's a great interview. Okay, the first 2 we've done have been so cool, dude. I just love the concept and can't wait to do more. But at the same time, we've also had characters that we created in an RPG game that now host a show on the network. Where Laurie and I created characters in the Slaughterville game, Karen and Dante, and now Karen and Dante host the show.
That is cool.
So it's just, I'm always trying to think of new stuff that's fun that people want to watch, and at the same time you're getting introduced to the characters of this campaign. The campaign links are still in the description. You can still go follow what the guy's doing, but we're trying to have fun and get you invested in the character in a different way, right? Not just like like you talking about your character, but like you living out being that character for a minute,
That's also a good way to see if Levi. Hey, Levi.
You definitely find out how well they know their character when you're interviewing it.
kind of embarrassing when you're interviewed and you're supposed to be your own character and you basically don't know much. That wouldn't be good, right?
Well, the only people stepping up are people that, I mean, I asked them, can you get in the head of your character? Can you be that character? Okay. One of the first people that I approached was Mike Berry. I wanted to interview Nexus. And I'm like, Mike, I want to interview Nexus. And he said, Nexus ain't available. How about Badger? So he understood the concept, what I was doing right away. He let me interview Badger, which is going to be so cool, right?
I also think because what you're doing is basically role playing, right? And some characters are just fucked up, So you don't want to put a character there that's completely like losing it. That would be fun for your show, but I think it would be difficult also for the creator to do it right.
That's what I mean. I asked them, how well can you get in the head of the character? Because I don't want to hear about your book this time. I want to talk to him. I want to know what motivates him or her, or you know what I mean? And it totally puts a different aspect on the interview. Let me tell you that. It's
really cool. Yeah, man. I have to check out those interviews.
It's all about being fresh, just like with your books, right? You have to keep doing stuff that's going to draw in more people, right? Same thing with the network. You got to keep doing stuff that's going to get people's attention. And since my main focus is getting attention on stuff like this, what better way than to interview the person in the book? You know, I just want to keep coming up with cool ideas like that because I don't want this to end. I want it to continue to grow and be better.
Sure.
And better,
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's really tough to think of new concepts also for your channel. Like I have my one show left. I tried different formats, and now basically I do my interview show every Sunday. Then the occasional unboxing. But beyond that, I find it very difficult to come up with formats that I can keep doing.
Yes.
Because sometimes I just lose interest, or I find out that it doesn't really work.
Sometimes it's like the interviewee doesn't jive with the premise. We've had to leave a lot of shows behind. We've tried a lot of stuff, man. You know, I mean, but the ones that stick, the ones that stick always seem to be the ones that are fun to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be. I think it has to be a concept that isn't like a chore to do, like too much work that you have to motivate other people to get things done, or you have to do a lot of preparation. Things just have to click.
Yeah,
you know.
And this show, I think this is the fourth episode. Every one of these has been fun to do because I don't have to do anything but give you the floor and hang out with you for an hour or whatever.
So,
you know what I mean?
So how much time per day do you spend on this?
I'm in this chair all day, bro. All day, every day. I'm trying to build something that outlives me, and you don't do that by half-assing it. You know, I mean, I want this network to be around long after I'm gone, helping people like you long after I'm gone. Okay? You got to put in the work to get that. And I, if nothing else, have a solid work ethic, my friend. I sit in this chair, I go to work, you know, whatever it is, you know, dropping the links, promoting, preparing the next show, you know, finding new platforms to take shows to. We just recently started broadcasting on pill.net, which is another platform. Not a lot of comic stuff over there, but that's where you want to break in at. Is in a place where there's an audience, but not a lot of the stuff that you do, right? You want to take something new to that platform.
Yeah.
You know, I'm always thinking in that way. How can we expand, grow, get more and more people watching? Because that's the only way I'm serving you, is to continue to try and get more people to watch, right? Mm-hmm. That's my job. So yeah, I'm in this chair all freaking day.
Chris Maycock, welcome. I can't get inside the head of a fembat, but I refuse to wear a gold-plated bra.
A lot of people came to me and it's like, some people want to cosplay it. Some people actually want to come out as their character in cosplay and do that. Some people just, hey, can I just hide behind an avatar? Sure, whatever. It's not your presentation optically on this show. It's can you be that person for an interview? You know, can I interview that person? It doesn't have to be, you don't have to play that person in, cosplay. You don't have to dress up. You don't none of that. You don't have to embarrass yourself. I want you to be comfortable however it works for you. I've had a couple of people go, but my character's a female. I said, well, do you know any females that know your character that well? I can't help with that one, right? But I do. Right. It's about, like I said, the shows that seem to last are the ones that I have fun doing. And those are the ones that people watch, the ones that we have fun doing together, But Power Trip is also, like you said, the second book that's available.
Yeah, and that book is done. So if you want to check it out, we also have the digital edition, and if you back that, I will send it to you immediately. So you have it. You can have it within 10 minutes. Yeah, but this is a anthology series. So every book that we make takes place in the Jamie Comics universe, which is the superhero universe, and Power Trip is a book meant to introduce new characters, new concepts through shorter stories, and then through that we can kind of find out which characters get popular, which characters people like, or whatever.
You know where to go now.
This is how American Bliss started also. So American Bliss was a short story in the first Power Trip book, and people responded very well to that story. So we gave her own title.
Yes.
Later. Yeah.
And isn't that pretty much how even like the big two, they'll introduce some character, and if people like it, then down the road that character.
Yeah, they don't really do that. They don't
not anymore, but that's
maybe they used to. But nowadays they're like, we have this new Miss Marvel, and you gotta like them. You gotta like her.
Now it's you gotta like them, exactly.
You gotta like her. And we completely changed Carol Danvers. It's completely different character, but you gotta like her.
And the sales shows that people. That's the other thing, man. Listen to your fans, people. And they'll answer you with their wallet. They talk to you with their wallet. Okay, and I tell people that all the time. It's like, you know. When people like something because they're buying it,
Sure. Yeah. That's the best indicator. When people buy, first off, you need to reach people so they know, because you won't sell anything if people don't know it's there, right? And once they know where they can find it, then if it doesn't sell, that's a problem. Then you have to think about it. What's the problem here? What's going on? What am I doing wrong? What is this book not delivering that people want?
Mm-hmm. And it's very simple to ask too. It's really simple to say to your fans. It's like I didn't get a lot of love for that guy. Should I just make him a villain? Would that make you guys like him more? And start the conversation, right?
But when to stop, guys. It's not like when people like Spider-Man, so let's introduce 20 more Spider-Man.
Clone him.
Everyone's venomized right now. Venom is popular, so everyone gets venomized.
That's hilarious, because when they did those venomized covers, we have all those. Okay, my son's a huge Venom fan, and it's like he has all those venomized covers. Now the books are all exactly the same. Okay, they don't have a different story with that. Okay, just because Iron Man got venomized doesn't mean inside the book Iron Man got venomized. It just means they put a pretty cover on it. You see what I'm saying? There's some characters that they venomized them, but not very many compared to the amount of covers that they tried to promote in that way. It was like, oh my God, man, it's like 50 covers of the same book. And none of them have that guy venomized on the inside.
Right.
They lost track of how to reach people. It really sucks, but the big two really lost track of how to reach their audience.
But anyway, when you don't really like the big two no more, the books that they put out, you can go to Jamie Comics. Look at this. We have the Flying Dutchman. So he's basically our Superman. I can write Superman, but he's called the Flying Dutchman. And the story is also drawn by Pau, written by myself. And then we have the third story. If you scroll down, we have the Phenomenals. Look, I
wasn't quite done with this hero from the Netherlands yet.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. I'm really sorry.
This is my first known hero from the Netherlands. Came out of Genuine Comics. Okay.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's like sometimes you have to focus on these things just a little bit. The Flying Dutchman, people, comes
in
from
the Netherlands here at conventions. This character is kind of becoming the face for Dutch superhero books, right?
Yeah, see? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You
just happened, it's really cool. But so the colors are from like our national colors. We have the orange from the orange lion. Then you have the lion in the belt. So it's very Dutch themed.
And see, us American people, we would, okay, he's named the Flying Dutchman, right? But for Americans, half of us don't even know that Dutch people live in Netherlands, okay?
They live in Dutchland.
It wasn't until, there's Denmark, there's all these different,
oh, right,
who knows, right? For us, unless we get to know people like you, okay? For me, Quentin White, Q, our boy Q from the Drawstream, he lives over there too, right? I wouldn't know shit about the Netherlands if it wasn't for meeting him, meeting you.
Right.
And now when I see this, I'm like, okay, now this is like the national hero for the Netherlands.
No, it's really mind blowing to us Europeans how big the United States are, because you have this massive country which is just the size of Europe, right? And you can travel anywhere. And you can talk to anyone, but we go across the border and speak a completely different language.
Yes.
So,
there are some different languages here, but you go down the south, man, them talking all yang and hang and But it's funny because there are the regions. Okay, here what we have here are different regions with different ways of life. Right? You got the south, you got the north, you got the upper northwest. Everybody's a little bit got a different area. There's a theme, right? The southwest is kind of the old west, western, So it's kind of cool in that way. But then you go and look at over there. If we were to travel, like if I wanted to travel across Europe, like I can travel across the U.S., I have to present my papers everywhere I go.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Everywhere I go, every time I want to cross the line.
Except when you go out to vote, right?
Except, yeah. No, I don't mean here. I mean, if I was there from Spain to the Ukraine.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
I'm showing my papers twice a day, right? To somebody to cross another border into another country. And here I can go from LA to New York. And the only time I got to show anybody my papers is if I get pulled over for speeding. You see, it's like, to me, that's the biggest difference, because the area of Europe and the U.S. is pretty close, but it's all different countries. It's not different states in a country, It's
a fascinating country. Your country is a fascinating country, man.
And it's also crazy, okay? It's damn nuts, right?
Nuts, but that makes it fascinating.
So, and then we get to the Phenomenals.
The Phenomenals, yeah. I was really surprised that the name wasn't taken. But anyway, so in the superhero universe of Geekmen Comics, we have this agency called Division M, and they basically train like superheroes, so people with the superpowers to become superheroes. And they call them meta marshals. But oftentimes, people never get through the training because they have like attitude problems, or they can't control their powers or whatever. And these 5 characters, they never made it through the academy, but they bonded together to start a superhero team anyway. So they go beyond like system without the resources from the government, and they started their own team just because they wanted to help people.
Real heroes.
Yeah.
Real heroes. No budget.
It's a cool concept. It's drawn by Gilbert Monsanto. And it's written by Lee Byron Carver, and he also wrote The Company Men, which some people may know.
I do know a little bit about the company, man. Yes. Actually, that guy is the one guy that I approached to do a review show on the network.
Oh,
I
yeah.
really loved his reviews, man. He was centrist from the beginning, right? He didn't come out with a predisposed opinion. He actually talked about the book, the work in the book, and it wasn't. He just did it right. I don't know a lot of people that are really good at comic reviews, especially creators, because holy crap, you're taking a chance of alienating a whole fan base. You know, if you say the wrong thing, right? He was really good at articulating the faults or bonuses involved.
I thought about this concept once for a show called Review the Review, and then there are some review channels, and some reviewers are just terrible. They just can't properly review, you know. But other reviewers, they have a real talent for it. This is a specific skill. You have to have knowledge about the medium that you're reviewing. You have to be like unbiased also.
That's.
And you have to be smart. You have to see like why things work and why things don't work. So it's a very tricky thing to do. Good reviews.
Yes,
but Lee could do it. Lee was one of the best, and it's a shame that he kind of quit.
He was great at it. That's like, I would never do a review show, but if I was going to bring one to the network, like I say, he was one of the first people that I went to and said, if you ever want to bring your review show to the network, you're my guy. Because
he's the
I
best.
never saw him shit on anybody. You know, I mean,
he gave constructive criticism.
Exactly. He knew what he was doing as a reviewer, and I really enjoyed his reviews. I kind of miss him, Lee. If you're watching.
Man, me too.
We do. We miss dude.
I wonder if 60s go-go dancer turned vampire hero. All right.
He's talking about Fan-Bat. We can get you on the show, Apex. And yes, he does love your book.
Thank you, man.
I haven't heard anybody ever come to me and go, hey, man, that Dave dude, his books suck. I never heard that, bro. Not once, not from anybody. Okay.
Well, yeah. Well, there are some books that I made, like we all started somewhere, right? And there are some books that I made in the beginning that I look upon right now, and I'm like, I could have do better now. They're not that great. So I don't really promote those books that much, but I promote the books that I really know are fantastic, like Perfect 10, for instance. By the way, when people want to get if you're a fan of Pau's artwork and you want to get a original commission from him of your own character, it can be your own character, it can be mainstream character, it can be Jamieverse, whatever you want. You can buy the permission, the personal commission perk. and it also comes with all the books, and I will sign the books for you, and you will get the original art plus a high-res scan that you can use for whatever you want.
Only 10 available. Only 10. Remember that.
Yeah,
people.
Not anymore.
Don't wait till they're gone and they go, oh, I wanted one of those. Yeah. Just go get it now. Go.
And you get some new trading cards, and we have like new prints and stuff like that. It's really cool. So if you like superhero books, guys, this might be something for you. Go check it out. Give it a chance. I promise you won't be bored. This book is not boring. There's something happening constantly.
The art book isn't boring. Hold up. The art book you sent me isn't boring, bro. Right. You guys, you got to understand. He sent me a book, and it has like the roughs on one side and the finished page on the other side, all black and white, by the way, not color, but like the roughs and the script. And it's just every page was like, are you kidding me? Dude, that was a great concept for an art proof book. For an artist edition, to put everything there, the roughs, the script, everything, so that people can follow the story along while just looking at art, right? It's not just the art. He's actually like reading the comic, but you're getting all the cool stuff that came into the production of the comic. Cool as hell, bro. Good idea.
Gorilla Mar. Hey, man.
What is up, Vance? What's happening?
Vance Satuto?
Yeah, good, right.
Sorry, man.
I'll wait till I interview him. I'll let him tell me. Sometimes, I mean, one of the wonderful things about growing into international, which, I mean, we got people in New Zealand, we got people all over the world paying attention to what you guys do, right? And being international, meeting people from other countries that create comics, making this thing a worldwide thing as opposed to an American thing is really important, guys. It really is. It's not, comics aren't an American only smorgasbord, okay? It's an
no, but there is difference between the European books and the American books. You have a specific like sort of style, and superheroes are like a American cultural thing. That's really your thing, and I love the superhero books. I love the American style, the format. I love everything about it. So this is why I decided to make American style comics. But here in the Netherlands, when I'm standing on conventions, I'm one of the few. Most are just European style comics, with completely different art, different themes. Basically, no one makes superhero books here.
See, that was one of the things that Sim turned me on to, like French comic books. I didn't know a lot about French comic books.
Yeah.
Rich Parada, Italian comics. I didn't know a lot about Italian comics. Okay. You guys, meeting you guys, interviewing you guys expanded my world of comics to other countries that I didn't even know really had their own style. You know what I mean?
Yeah, when I was younger, right, we had these translated comics from the United States. Mm-hmm. Most of them were like Marvel but you had other like genres also. You had like westerns and science fiction, and it looks like you guys limited the genre pool, like went completely in on superhero stuff, and sometimes we think there's nothing else out there in the United States.
There was a few like Kid Colt and a couple of the old Western, There was a few.
And the Rawhide Kid.
Yeah, the Rawhide Kid. That was another one. But also indie creators, Lady Rawhide. I don't know if you're familiar with Lady Rawhide. And there was a small Western genre. Of course, the sci-fi was ate up by Star Trek and Star Wars.
Right.
They got all the comic production. Very little other sci-fi back in the day got anything. Now everybody make a comic about everything, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay? Now we have horror comics. We have sci-fi comics. The indie nation has expanded all these things where the big two kind of dropped the ball. They had Dracula and Werewolf by Night, but did they expand on did they create new horror characters and expand on the horror, fan base? Now they kind of stuck to the traditionals when it came to the big two, right? They stuck to the Frankenstein and the Dracula, and they didn't create anything new. Now, you guys, you indie people with all the cryptids books and all this other stuff coming out, you are showing them what they should have been doing. You'd all be working for them if they would have expanded the comic nation the way they should have, instead of trying to cycle it down and make movies. The big two could have been the only comics anybody looked at if they'd have done it right. They dropped the ball, man, and then they dropped it again and again and again and again, and now you guys.
Well, I'm very grateful. You
guys are the focus of people like me. I don't need to promote what they do. You know, they do that badly in the movies.
Right.
You
know. William Byrne asks, does a comic book story have to be based in the US if you are from another country?
No. That's what we're talking about right here with like the Flying Dutchman. It's like, bring us the rest of the world. Especially America needs to see the rest of the world represented in comics. You know?
Yeah, sure.
Definitely, man. And yes, better ideas, fresh stuff, always thinking, what can I do next? That's not in the big tube scheme of things. They're just the next movie, the next whatever. They don't really think about how to
do new things, right? Well, the same goes for Hollywood. Like you have Zachary Levi, the actor. He's starting this new like Hollywood thing with Mark Wahlberg and a few others, and he's focused on doing new things. So I'm pretty curious about that.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
I like Kevin Sorbo. I like those people that are getting involved in this, and like Kevin's always been involved in print type media. Okay, I'm pretty sure Dan Monroe did a children's book for him and stuff. He understands, okay, that getting to the next generation is also very important. You know, you got to write stuff that the younger generation is going to bite onto, or we're not going to have a next generation of people creating stuff. You got to hook the kids, guys.
Yeah, there are a lot of factors that chip away at
the area. In a while, is that all family life for you now? Are you just yes or no? That's all I got to know.
Yeah, we don't see Area much anymore. Hey man, it's good to see you.
It is good to see you. I ain't seen him in a bit.
There are a lot of factors like that affects the future generation's ability to be creative, to think creatively, because nowadays you have first of all you have so much content, so kids never get bored, and they get the best ideas when you're bored, right? You have to think, you have to have peace, you have a peace of mind, think about things. Plus, nowadays with artificial intelligence coming up, you can just type in something, they bring up this story for you. So people are no longer required to think of their own stories, to construct their own stories. They have like this computer that does it for them. And I think all of this will affect creativity.
Well, I'm gonna throw something.
That's a skill, you know. Being creative, you have to nurture that skill. And if you don't do anything with it, then you lose it.
I'm gonna throw something out here right now that I always personally thought was missing in comics. When I was a kid, and we had the Justice League and the Avengers and the Defenders, and we had these groups, but these groups they didn't really represent all of the Earth, right? The way I look at it. Okay, like, yeah, superhero, he wants to protect everybody, but did he have somebody from the Netherlands on his team? Did he have somebody from Japan on his team? Did he have somebody from Australia on his team? Okay, now when they did Justice League International, it was a poor attempt because they didn't build these characters enough, these other characters that they were bringing in, right? They didn't give them enough life and enough backstory to make them part of the big team, right? Mm-hmm. But if somebody really thought about it and went and grabbed a indie creation from every country that they can find, right? And built a true United Nations of superheroes,
right?
That truly represent all these different countries, because there's a guy there from that country who's going to have his say. Do you see what I'm saying? Right. It's like, I always thought that was missing, that they didn't build something that was more world representative.
Yeah, I don't, you know, I read comics for the fun. I don't really care where characters come from, but you had like a wide variety in the X-Men, for instance, with Byrne's run. You had like Kurt, like Nightcrawler from Germany. Then you had a Storm from Africa. You had Colossus from Russia. You had and Ireland. You had what's it called, Banshee from Ireland. You had a lot of characters from different countries.
But they represented the mutants.
Sure.
In those countries, not the country necessarily. You know what I mean? It's
you want like icons of the countries put together.
The best, it's like what good would be a conglomerate of superheroes, international superheroes, if they didn't actually represent the country that they're from in some way?
Right.
And like, there's always conflict, right? Okay, well now if this conflict, it's conflict that's happening between this country and that country, and you have a superhero from each of those countries represented in the international team, what kind of a better way to help heal that strife between those two nations than to have superheroes that represent each of them to fight for them on the world stage? And I don't mean fight each other. I mean, fight against the reason there's a war in the first place.
Right.
You know what I mean? Go out and tell everybody, hey, we're friends. There ain't no reason that this is happening. You know what I mean? Those kind of messages.
Yeah. I get it.
But it was missing. I always felt like it was missing. X-Men was as close as you got, but they didn't represent those countries they came from.
It's true.
They represented the mutants from those countries they came from. You know what I mean? Which, again, great concept. Nothing wrong with what they were doing. I
think what you're mentioning now would be nice for a one-shot story. I don't think you want to have a ongoing series with characters on this big world political stage and talking about conflicts between countries and stuff like that.
It was a missed opportunity from the 70s. That's kind of what I'm saying. They missed that opportunity, man. And I don't think it could ever happen now. Unless indie people did it. And again, you guys flesh your characters out. Okay. The big two just kind of throws stuff at the wall, see what happens. If indie people did something like that, it would be all characters that people already have love for. They've already been represented. Their origin story's already been thrown out there. We know who they are. Could they all be thrown together into one?
Well, maybe we can do something. Maybe we can organize something with other creators from other countries, and they bring their own superhero, and we make one book together.
It would be cool. To see that kind of something that indie creators don't. I mean, y'all get together, you do some anthology stuff like that, you do crossovers with your characters, but something big. I mean, someday down the road, we're going to get something big out of the indies that blows the big two out. Okay. And that's what I'm waiting for. The thing that makes the big two really go, oh, damn, we fucked up, because those guys just stole our thunder. I want the to steal that thunder. Bro.
I do think we have like franchises within indies that have the quality to go up against the big guys, but it's just a matter of being seen and having the reach. They have the reach, man, that we can't. We have to work like small scale. That's the problem.
That's what I mean. It's like it'd be so great if we could get something big built out of the indie nation. Makes DC and Marvel just shake their head like, we missed that opportunity. We didn't do that, and we should have. Look what they just built, and we were over here dicking around with some stupid movie, right? Okay. They're forgetting where they came from.
Right.
They came from comics. They came from great stories that kids loved to read, and they're forgetting that. Okay.
Gray Wolf.
What's
hey
up?
man. Welcome. Pops.
Yeah.
I'm going to slowly round it off here. I have to make
90
dinner.
minutes. I kind of went over as it is, so yeah.
All right.
It's always great talking to you, though, Dave. I can sit here and hang out with you for hours, bro.
Yeah, man. Cool. Thank you for having me on. I really appreciate that.
You know it. What's next?
What's next? Next, I have Perfect 10 Book 5 is in the works. There's another project in the works that I can't talk about. There is a video game in the works that features Perfect 10. I will post more about that pretty soon. And I have set up the Kickstarter campaign also for Perfect 10 Book 5. If people want to back on Kickstarter, I will probably launch that in January. And about that time, the book will also be done, mostly done and printed. And so things will start moving very fast early next year. That's
Good
going on
stuff.
right now.
Beautiful stuff. Look, guys, we hung out here. This is beautiful. You can get it on Fund My Comic. You can get it on Indiegogo. Just get it.
Just get it.
Yeah,
Just get it, guys.
Well,
Thank you.
I guess I'm supposed to I stole somebody else's line right there. Here we go.
Just back it already.
There you go. Just do what Crom says, right? Back it already. Dave, it's great to see you, bro. I will definitely, doors always open, man. Anytime you got something to promote, something you want to talk about. The only gripe I've had with you for the last couple years is your show airs at the same time as the open draw stream, and I never get to watch it live.
Yeah, but you never stream. You never stream. So there's always something from the madness going on.
No, if you went 2 hours earlier, it'd be cool. It'd be perfect. I'd be able to watch your show and then go do my show. You see what I'm saying? No, ever since I first met you, it was like I've only been able to watch your show on replay because it goes off at the same time as our draw stream. But I usually try to make sure I catch it because it's a good show. If you're not down with that, people, go watch A Drink with Brink Sundays at 2. Here I am promoting a show that goes head to head with ours. Go watch Dave Brink, A Drink with Brink. Don't miss it. Eventually I'll suck him into the network and you'll be able to watch it all here anyway.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Once we go to Roku, Roku, those time slots won't matter because you'll just upload it to Roku whenever you want. So, you know what I mean? Your whole playlist will be there, but time slots like we have to do with YouTube won't matter anymore. It'll just be, oh, you're done with the show. We'll upload it right after you're done. Poof, it'll be on Roku, and that simple, right? I love wherever all of this is going. I love indie comics. I love everybody involved, even if they don't love me. Y'all have a great day. I'm gonna play this trailer on the way out, Dave. And one other thing.
Oh,
I'm gonna need you to email me your trailer. If you have one that's like 30 seconds to a minute long.
All right, sure.
Send it to me so we can throw it up here every now and then. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Everybody, check out Perfect 10. Check out Drink with Brink. And, just stay madness, people. Play this. That's funny because Dave always does that when people play this. He's always, even if he's not here, you can still he's in the backstage talking. Oh yeah, and Arya did say yes. Family life is keeping him busy, and he's missing the comic scene. Well, we miss you, Arya. We miss you too, bro. Get back out there. Get back out there.
Okay.
Don't worry. That munchkin will only keep you tied up for a couple of years. Oh, wait a minute. What is this? We got to have a name. What's the name?
Thibaut.
Thibaut?
Yes. Hey, Thibaut.
we always got to give the pets love, you know. Yeah. Dave.
All right, gotta go, guys.
Well, we got one question, one final question, because I want to make sure anytime anybody comes on the show that they got to say everything they wanted. So if there's anything you didn't cover or I didn't ask that you wanted to talk about, drop it real quick.
We talked about everything. We could talk about world peace, but there's no time. I always like to make sure, though. I don't ever want people leaving and going, man, I forgot to talk about this, or he never brought up that. You know, I want people to make sure that they get the full love of the madness. Y'all have a great week. I'm going to be back out here tonight really late, but don't miss Killer Karen at 7:00 with Kitty from Flip City. You do not want to miss this. This is the funniest show I've ever done. We had to break character so many times because we busted up laughing. There's a lot of edits in this one, but it is well worth the watch, people. 7:00, Killer Karen. Dave, love you, bro. Bye, guys.
Peace, everybody. What do I got to show? We got stuff to show. Mike Barron, Richard Bonk, Monday Madness. Don't miss it.
When a series of shipping disasters points to a mysterious sea monster, Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson leave the comfort of Baker Street and board a freighter where they encounter unexpected betrayal and come face to face with the enigmatic Captain Nemo and his submarine, the Nautilus. As they delve deeper into the case, they uncover a conspiracy involving a Russian Tsar with an airship that rains destruction on unsuspecting cities. With time running out and the world on the brink of war, the heroes must use all their skills and resources to stop a massive conspiracy and prevent global conflict. From Eisner-winning writer Mike Barron and illustrator Richard Bonk, dive into the depths of adventure and unravel the mysteries of the sea with the world's greatest detective in Leviathan. Order now at baroncomics.com.
Little president in his sandbox play. Build a tower, make it stay. Digging deep through the golden sand. Building the future with your hands. Tiny suits and shiny shoes. Making plans and making news. Friends all gather to join along. In the sandbox they all belong. Little president from that play. Every day a brand new day. Learning, growing your own way. In the great big sandbox that is the USA. The USA. Share your dreams with everyone. Sandbox fun under the sun. Big ideas taking flight. With Little Trump everything's bright. Dig a moat, build a wall. In the sandbox he stands so tall. Dreamer dream, builder build. Little Trump, your heart's fulfilled. Little President Trump, that play. Every day a brand new day. Learning, growing your own way. In the great big sandbox that is the USA. Hooray, hooray, for the USA.
How do you end this thing? How do you put the where's the brakes on this bus? I forgot.
Jazz hands. Jazz hands and brakes.